Thank you so very much. First of all, let me just say, we all know that our farmers are facing unprecedented challenges. I mean, we have the climate crisis right in our face. We have market volatility. We have emerging diseases that you were talking about, supply chain disruptions. I mean, there's so much coming at our farmers and ranchers. And the research that's done at USDA and the data that's collected is really critical. So when we look at the next Farm Bill, how can we strengthen the USDA's research extension education programs to better meet the challenges that farmers and ranchers are facing? And let me just say, when you talk about the numbers and how our investments have gone down and other countries are going up, that's something we should all be very concerned about as we look at our future. But talk more specifically about what we should be doing to strengthen these efforts.
Thank you, Chairwoman Stabenow, for that question. We've talked about investments in ag research. And we know that there are some countries like Brazil who are competitors, global competitors. And so we take an opportunity, we lose an opportunity to be competitive if we continue in this trajectory. The second topic I'd like to focus on is ag infrastructure. When we think about the workforce that we have across the country, both internal to USDA and the Ag Research Service and with our land-grant university partners, we know that many of the scientists that support our industry are working in crumbling facilities. In USDA Agriculture Research Service, which I have the most latest experience with, the average age of our buildings is 47 years old. And so in order to attract the best and the brightest, which is my third point, our next generation of agricultural professionals is critical. Today, in REE, 20% of our workforce are eligible to retire. In 3 years, that becomes 33%. That's 1/3 of our workforce is eligible to retire. And so it's been very helpful to have unprecedented investments in the next generation of agricultural professionals. President Biden and Secretary Vilsack recently announced the Next Gen program, From Learning to Leading, which is an unprecedented $250 million investment in encouraging and attracting students from underrepresented communities to the agricultural profession. And so the flexibility that gives us, the infrastructure that we need for our best and the brightest, and investments in ag research are things that I know that this committee also believes in very strongly.
Great, thank you very much. I mentioned in my opening that we've secured $185 million in the last Farm Bill for the Foundation for Food and Agricultural Research, or FAR as we call it. This is actually something that Senator Roberts and I originally created in the 2014 Farm Bill as a public-private effort. As we do public-private research in healthcare, we have not done that in the past on agriculture. So this foundation has been doing that, and appreciate 341 grants to date, and including a really important one that Michigan State did on pest management for our cherry growers. But could you talk a little bit more about how FAR's unique model of leveraging public and private funds is something that is helpful in this arena?
Yes. So I've been a part of FAR. I've been an ex officio board member since the inception. I was fortunate enough to call some of the original members who served on the board. Remember the spreadsheets of all the names that had been suggested for the board. And so I've been working very closely with the organization over the past couple of years. And as Undersecretary, working to partner with FAR whenever possible to benefit on their convening power, their opportunities to bridge the gap between public and private organizations. And so working with the new director, Dr. Sahara Moon, and just really continuing to bring strength to strength from my two organizations.
Thank you. And just quickly in closing, we've now been re-emphasizing or strengthening the focus on urban agriculture, which is creating jobs in our urban areas and really a wonderful bridge between urban and rural. And we have a new office, as you know, set up and so on. I wonder if you might speak a little bit about how we could improve the ability to support our urban producers and develop innovative technology for local food systems.
Yes, so absolutely. One of the things that I'm very excited about is our recent announcement about beginning farmers and ranchers development program, and looking at the array of the 45 projects, they span the spectrum because urban agriculture is agriculture, and so really trying to encourage more people to enter into that profession. There's a project that encourages farmers in aquaculture, for example. And so using our community technical assistant partners to really reach out to some of those communities to help them enter into areas like urban agriculture.
Thank you very much. Senator Bozeman.